Here we go. Flamme Rouge has been seen. We've got a double turn, don't forget, before we actually come back down the other side. Positioning absolutely vital at a moment like this. No sign of Aular at the moment. Still eating into this one. Parasini has got Corey Davis leading him out. Meanwhile, Campbell Stewart hasn't lit it up just yet. Double phase turn to come. Christoph is going solo, and there is the red jersey. Big hamper on the brakes there for Aular. Gets onto the back wheel of Alexander Christoph. That's a good wheel for him to follow. Christoph is going to try and get a stage win out of here, and Aular knows this, wants to stay with him. Aular wrestling with it, as you can see in the red jersey. Christoph is about to be released. His aero helmet is absolutely where it needs to be. Parasini, and we've got a crash, and it's the red jersey's gone down. That's Aular, I'm afraid. And so it's up for grabs out front with bonus seconds. He'll get the same finish, but bonuses could count for an awful lot. Oh, and here we are. It had to be coming through. Stewart gets there, but where did Christoph finish? That's in second place. That's 6 bonus seconds for him. That's not going to be enough for Christoph, who was at 9 bonus seconds, and I believe Aular has done enough. We will see where Hayter finishes. Great finish there for Campbell Stewart. On the deck was Aular. I think Campbell Stewart has just denied Christoph his stage win here, and the maths will indeed factor out, but I think Aular may well have held on here because of a crash in the last 3 for our leader. Wow.
Yeah, as predicted, that quite often that type of finish produces a few waves in the peloton by people kind of only capable of following a sprinter's wheel, and unfortunately Aular's been taken out on the left-hand side of the road there. But he's been saved by Campbell Stewart coming over the top of Alexander Christoph in those last 50 metres. So, X were thinking they were going to take it, and then suddenly Jake will pop up with him, Campbell Stewart, and take the win. It looks like they've taken the overall win. So at the end of the day, it looks like Aular's not too badly injured, but there was a dodgy moment there where one of the other riders had to kind of jump over his body, so that was quite an impressive thing to see.
Oh, Aular, bruised but unbowed. He should come to our podium as our winner. Alexander Christoph, had he got the 10 bonus seconds at the last, he would have vaulted and stolen the race. But the finish of Campbell Stewart for Jaco Alula was enough to win the day. So I believe that Aular is our champion.
Yeah, he does. And you can see the little trick there already, kind of looking after him, asking him what happened. You imagine there was a number of riders kind of got taken out of that final sprint with the waves that appeared in the peloton. I'm actually surprised that Ralph teammate hasn't given him a bike to finish on, because he's going to have to walk from here to the end.
So he was happy to do so. Let's have a look at the crash here, and a little bit of movement. Oh, and it came from a Bahrain rider. We'll get that in a moment. Let's have a look now. Just watch the movement. Is it untoward? That's the question. I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. To be fair. Oh, it was a nasty face-on scrape, wasn't it? So I don't think any foul or fake. Oh, there we are.
So I think his gear actually jumped, and his foot's come out, and then it wasn't the fault of anybody else. It's some kind of mechanical issue there. So that's definitely something that happened mechanical, where looks like the gears jumped just when he went for his biggest.
Campbell Stewart took the stage, gets 10 bonus seconds. It's of no consequence. Alexander Christoph gets 6 bonus seconds for finishing second ahead of Glyvar. Christoph, had he won the day, would have won the race, but 6 bonus seconds were not enough for him. He was at a 9 seconds deficit. He would have won by 1 second. As it stands, he finishes runner-up to Aular, who crosses the line now. Wow, it's a tough game, this.
Yeah, and he's finally, his teammate has given up his bike to Venezuelan champion, and allowed him to finish actually on a machine instead of having to walk across the line. So that's good to see.
What a day, and indeed what a finale. Campbell Stewart takes this last stage as we just dwell on the Croatian National Theatre. I feel like bursting into song, I must admit. But yes, overall, Aular because of the late crash, will be given the same time as Campbell Stewart, but without the bonus seconds, which in the end he did not need, because Alexander Krysov finished second behind Campbell Stewart. Alexander Krysov will be a little bit fed up.
He will be slightly annoyed, so he moved up to... He becomes second on GC.
Correct.
But, you know, Aluar could have won that stage. And that, how spectacular would that have been? So we run through it here again. You've got Mati Mohoric, big fight for the last corner. Ineos got swamped. They started slightly too early, didn't have the kind of manpower. And you can see Aluar moving up on the right-hand side there.
Had to dab the brakes before they came in here.
Yeah, so he's kind of slightly out of position, but it's not a full panic yet. But and he's moving up, so he's on them. You can see him following Alexander Krysov, so he knows the right wheel to be on, and you know, here he's in a good position.
Goes by Krysov. He's thinking about the victory here, and then it's a gear issue. Watch this. Suddenly, well, he eased up and then pedaled again, and that's where his problems were.
Yeah, you can see there that Campbell Stewart almost got boxed in, but a little bit of elbow movement, and then out he comes, and you know, wins by what, two bike lengths. So no doubt that he was the fastest in the race.
I think so. We said it earlier when we watched him move on day one to finish in 4th place from about 10th place in the last 100 metres or so. So yeah, the fastest in the race finally gets his just desserts, and the way he sailed by there was absolutely impeccable. Campbell Stewart is more than a prospect. Shouldn't be used only as a lead-out man. He needs to have his fun himself, and today he did. Got the opportunity to take it cleanly. Positioning's been his problem. Whoa, that's still such a nasty look.
Can you look at that jump? Who was that?
I think it was the Slovenian champion.
That was impressive, because you know, to jump that high, you know, in that situation shows a lot of kind of awareness of what's just happened.
It was Stocek, I believe, champion of Slovakia, I beg your pardon. The finish line here, well, here is Campbell Stewart, and in the end, comfortably. And I mean, he's going to be sent a Christmas card, I think, by Aulas Aluar, because winning this day by Campbell Stewart denied Alexander Krysov the bonus seconds he would have needed to win this race by 1 solitary second.
Yeah, and also I think Tobias Lund wins